Hey, welcome back, knife nerds and everyday carry people. It's your boy, the Big Canucker here, and gotta shoot a little bit of a video here today. And I just want to also say thank you so much to Jake over at Canadian Cutting Edge for being my guest as a night chat, Big Canucker knife chat. And he also sent me a few things, and I want to say thank you so much. He's got some Gritomatic stones here. I do believe they're Hapstone stones from 50 grit or 150 grit all the way up to 1200 grit. They're double-sided. I can hardly wait to give these a try here on the old KME. We talked about KME sharpening. He also gave me a 8-pack of these little, they're like a little tester kit for diamond paste, and they're almost not a paste, they're almost like a crayon inside these little tiny tins. And this one here happens to see 10 micron. I'm not sure what the 7 is because it is in Russian. It comes from I'm going to say Gritomatic out in Russia. And so far I've put some on a strap and tried them out a little bit, and they've worked fantastic. And I got to say thank you so much, Jake. And the other thing he sent me was a bunch of these little diamond paste tubes from, I do believe, 0.5 micron all the way up to 60 micron. And the 8-pack of the Gritomatic stuff there too as well. They are also, I do believe, from 60 grit down to 0.25 grit micron. And I can hardly wait to do those. So what I'm actually going to do with those is, I think I'm going to build myself some little tiny strops, leather strops on a glass back for my KME system. And then I'm going to try them out, and I'm going to give you a report on them. But I can hardly wait to try these out too as well. So I'll put that aside here. And I got to say, thank you so much, Jake. It's absolutely wonderful. I'm not sure if these are working here too as well. So if the sound isn't great, I'm still trying to find a real great workaround. And I gotta apologize, my sound is maybe, I think, come down in quality over a little bit. I had some older Apple headphones, and they were fantastic for doing sound on these YouTube videos. I thought they were wonderful. And then for Father's Day, or for a gift anyways, my kids got me the upgraded Apple AirPods Plus, and they just don't seem to be as good recording. I mean, they're functional. I love the way they fit. They're fantastic at the end of the way, but they just don't seem to be meshing too well with my YouTube channel. So, what can you do? All right, so what I did want to, so now, I know that I still need to do the sharpening video here for my Keen here. But first of all, I got to say that we lost a big-ass tree in the front yard, and it's still sitting there. 40-foot pine cut up, covering my lawn. And so that happened right on Sunday dinner a week ago. And then, so I was hoping to get it all put in the truck, head down to the recycling place here in Lethbridge so that they can throw some branches in there. But anyways, I ended up getting a bad cold, and I was worried that it was COVID. So I ended up spending 3 days in bed being really, really sick. And then I ended up going to get the COVID test. And I got my results back last night that I am not COVID positive, even though I had the vaccination. I had the vaccination a month ago. So if it was going to be a COVID, it was going to be very mild, but it wasn't. So fingers crossed. The big guy upstairs was looking after me. I didn't get it. But still, stay safe out there. Stay safe. I use hand ties. I wear a mask. I listen to the experts. That's just me. And so far, it's been damn good. But, so that's coming up probably, maybe, I'm not sure this week, because I'm also going to have my granddaughter over the next week. She has no school, 4-year-old granddaughter, split her forehead open the other day, and Papa's going to have to look after her. So that'll be coming up. Try to get that done this week. But other than that, I did want to talk about something that I think is, excuse me, absolutely criminally underrated knife. In this week, please excuse me here. I'm going to have to give myself a little bit of a sip of water. Damn good. That's some fine H2O. So, this is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most underrated knives in our kind of collecting genre, or just our community. I know I see people do reviews of it all the time. but I don't see people raving about it. I very rarely see one of these in a top 10. And I gotta say, I've been carrying this for, I don't know, I was sick for those 3 days or 4 days. I just needed something. I was in sweatpants because I was lazy having a man flu. I'm a huge bitch when it comes to colds. I need to stay in bed and whine and complain. So that's what I do when I get sick. But I also wear sweatpants, and I wanted something nice and light, and I threw this in my pocket, and I did a little bit of stuff to it with it around the house, and I just realized, holy cow, this Spyderco Native 5 Lightweight is an unbelievable knife. And let's have a look at the old tabletop, and we'll kind of go over it a little bit more, okay? All right, so you look at this Spyderco Native 5, and it's lightweight, FRN handle, it's a back lock, it's, yada, 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 but man, oh man, it is a wonderful blade. Spec-wise, you're looking at overall length of 6.95 inches, so it's sub 7 inches, but it's still fairly big. Closed length is 4 inches. Blade thickness is 3.2 millimeters, so it's got a nice thick kind of spine to it. Tapers down to a really fine tip. The blade length is sub 3 inches, so 2.95, and this kind of 50-50 choil is so damn handy for your hands. Like, I mean, I've got big hands. Like, I'm a big dude. I'm, 6'3" and, 280 pounds. And I know you can't tell, hey? You think I'm 220, right? Don't you? Don't you? Oh, well, anyway, eventually I'm going to get to 220. But I've got big hands, and this fits my hands beautifully. Even if I'm not trying to take advantage of that front choil, it's still there if I still need to do some fine work, or I even need to do some cardboard cutting. I just can't get over the versatility and the utility of this knife. Now, it is 2.5 ounces, and so that's another huge thing. It's extremely light, so it fits in my jean pockets, disappears in my jean pockets, and I don't notice it when I'm wearing a pair of sweatpants. And I don't want a really heavy knife when I do, because you get that saggy pants, and I hate that. But I don't notice this when it's in my pocket. So now, the really, really, I think, exceptional thing about this is this right here, is this blade. It is the S110V blade, and it is also built in Golden, Colorado, USA earth. So a lot of people who complain about having an inexpensive knife built in the USA that's quality, you're missing out if you don't have one of these in your collection or in your pocket. Now this S110V, I think it's got 2.8% carbon on it. It's got huge amounts of vanadium, huge amounts of chromium. So what that does for you is it has a blade that is really easy to sharpen. It's fairly tough, and it'll cut for days. It'll cut forever, this thing. The S110V blade is one of the best, longest lasting edge holding steels that are out there. I mean, you've got some really crazy steels out there like Maximet and some of these knives now that are almost like they're not even steels anymore. You're getting into the ceramic type material, where this one here is still a stainless steel. So it is chrome resistant, and it will sharpen with, I mean, you're going to probably want to have a diamond-based sharpener to really get the best out of this, because, I mean, there's some real kind of industry. Some people say, look, if you're going to sharpen with aluminum oxide, you're not going to be sharpening the chromium and the carbides in there. You're going to just tear them out, and then you're just working with weak steel. But I don't know. I mean, I do like sharpening these with diamonds because it is so hard, and it just does it very quickly. But I also have a green strop with the aluminum oxide on it that I've stropped with this. As you can see, she's got a nice mirror polish edge, and I can tell after I've stropped with even the aluminum oxide. So, I don't know who's right in that whole big argument, but I would probably recommend more of a ceramic and or diamond sharpener. Like, for me, hand sharpening this, sometimes when I want to just zip it, I use my Spyderco ceramic stones, and it just puts a beautiful edge on here, like you wouldn't believe. Now, the other thing here too is, at 2.5 ounces, I don't think you're going to worry about having too big a knife in this. And at 3 inches, at a 3-inch blade, this still does everything that I think a good EDC blade can do. Now, I guess where a lot of people think about maybe, well, the strength of the FRN handle. Well, I mean, this FRN handle is, I have used this to cut some pretty heavy duty cardboard. I've done some pretty heavy duty work with this knife, and I've never felt it give, buckle, or flex in my hand. Now, I'm sure that, you can make it kind of flex a little bit, but I mean, if you're going to take this knife and you're going to, bend it this way, this way, you got nothing. I don't think you got nothing. And the blade has got no lock rock. It's solid in there, because you are, even though you're just dealing with, there's no real kind of, I haven't taken this knife apart, but I don't see any, it might be a stainless steel liner in there. I think the stainless steel goes up to just here, is where it goes to. So there is some kind of nested stainless in there. Yes, I do believe it is. And, but you're not going to get anything like, bearings in here or anything like that. It's going to be flat washers, but it's still, you can still flick it out with your thumb, and it'll still drop into a one-handed use. So, Spidey flick may be out of the question, but actually with these mid-back locks, this is kind of my go-to fidget move with it. So that it does still have some fidget ability to it. Not, something like the Schmock, which is the ultimate fidget knife here in Spyderco land, but still fidgets extremely well, if that's important to you. And it is important to me. But yes, so Spyderco has this mid-back lock with the pin here, and then you've got your pivot screw, which is, Torx, and then you've also got your regular Spyderco spoon clip with the hole in the lanyard. I love lanyards on my knife. I just think they make it so much more more handy. The one thing I would change on this, though, is I think this would be great to have the wire lock on. I think the wire thing I'll clip on here, I think it's a better looking clip. I think it's a more inexpensive clip, and I think it would suit this knife just a little bit more. So now everybody seems to talk about the utility knife being the Delica. Well, the Delica is a great knife, and here's a Delica here right now. This is actually a Wharncliffe bladed Delica with the Hapstone on it in the orange with the FRN. But as you can see here, your handle sizes are very, very similar. Your blade sizes are very, very similar. You've got a little bit more girth here on the Native 5 than you do on the Delica. But, I mean, I hear raving about the Delica constantly. I think we should be hearing some raving about the Native 5. And I think it's criminally not out there in Spyderco land or even knife land, especially with the S110 steel. That is a super steel completely in its own right, and it's not going to break the bank. So quickly with the clip, it is totally tip up, tip down, or ambidextrous left or right. And yeah, so now talking about this here too as well, being with the S110V being well priced. Just having a quick look here on Blade HQ, the Native 5 lightweight here with the FRN and the S110 is $148. But you can actually, if you want to spend less money, I mean, you can get the same knife but with SP27 steel on it for $126, or you can even get S30V for right around the same price, $122. You can get this knife here in LC200N with a yellow handle as kind of a Salt series, as well as I know that you can get this in a gray FRN with a Maximate blade, and that is for about $182. So I mean, man, oh man, if you're a fan of knife cutting videos, check out a fellow by the name of Pete over at Cedric and Ada Gear Channel. He does twisted style rope cutting, and he tested out the Maximate knife steel, and I think it was a para 3, and it ended up cutting this knife, cut this twisted style rope 1,200 times, where something like an S30V was 278 times. And this S110V, I do believe it was quite a bit up there too as well. It was close to 500. It led the pack for a long time. Man, oh man, I just think this is an absolutely steal for what you're going to get. And I think it's criminally underrated. And if you don't have one of these comfortable, well, good looking, well, EDCing knives in your collection, I think you're selling yourself short. So that's my little take here on, I think, a knife that you should have in your pocket. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up as well as subscribe. Help me spread my voice. I appreciate it so much. I also want to say thank you to all you folks there from Jake's channel over at Canadian Cutting Edge who came over and subscribed to me. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys stopping by here, saying hello and subscribing. I want you guys out there to stay safe, keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. This is the Big Canucker saying adios.